All right, we are live. Okay, I think I missed it. Here we go. There we go. All right, there we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to part two or second. This is my second live. I'm very happy to be here tonight. I'm excited because I think I have a lot to say today. I have a lot of different things I want to talk about with you guys, and I want to make sure that we have like fun and we have a format going on. So I thought about it a lot this week, thinking about last week's show and thinking to myself, okay, how do I make this interesting? How do I make it fun for me, fun for you? Because it has to be fun for both of us if I'm going to be consistent at this, because that was my promise to myself this year. I'm going to be consistent. And tonight, you are going to see how I create a business strategy for the year. And it encompasses everything. And I'm talking about, gosh, your ICP, your content pillars, your revenue numbers that you want to do, your marketing, your sales tactics, your approaches, your content calendar. It basically what I wanted to do, or how this came about, is because I wanted to create a one spot or a one thing that I could print out and have with me at all times when I'm creating content, offers, anything about my customer, so that I didn't have to go all these different places. I could just print it out, have it as my Bible for the year. And I wouldn't get distracted with all the things that are happening around. And there's so much noise out there, especially with AI and content. So it's very difficult to keep focused, especially when you're passionate about it as much as I am, because I absolutely love AI. I live it day in, day out, 24/7. Everything to me is AI. And it helps me with my content. It helps me with my business. It helps me with my mind. It helps me with my food, my health, my wellness, my finances. I mean, it has now taken over every part of my life, and in a good way, because it augments. There's two things that I find that AI is doing for me. It augments my capacity, right? Mm-hmm. So the things that I could do, and for a person like me whose brain is like on fire 24/7, because it's just the way it is. I'm constantly thinking of things I want to do, projects I want to open, new offers, new ways of serving people. It never stops. So it used to take me months to do certain things. Now it takes me minutes. I'm not even taking weeks. It takes me minutes. So it's augmented my capacities. And the surprising thing is that it absolutely, completely decrease my decision fatigue, my anxiety, my anxiousness, because when you're constantly on the little hamster wheel creating all kinds of things, you can often feel like there's so much and you're constantly working. But with AI, you get to explore, you get to develop, you get to tweak, you get to really do whatever you want and keep only the things that really matter. So my goal with this particular show that I'm going to do every week here on YouTube, I am simulcast on LinkedIn, and I was trying to get it on Facebook. It just doesn't work. So I'm basically diverting my Facebook traffic to YouTube. So whoever is here, let me just, I'm going to put my comments on here so I could see. So whoever is here with me tonight, whether you're coming from LinkedIn, whether you're coming from Facebook, YouTube, wherever you've seen me, wherever you follow me, I'm going to be here every week. I've made myself a promise this year. Every week I'm going to be here at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube every Friday. And I'm going to bring you all the different ways that I use AI in every area of my life. It's not just business, it's everywhere. And before we start the show, I'm going to tell you, because just so you know, I'm not talking out here, and I know what I'm doing, and I'm not saying that I know very little in terms of how much there is out there to know about AI. But I have written 3 different books. So I've written this one, which was my first one, which was the AI entrepreneurship, which is basically about workflows and business. And of course, I dropped my book here. And then the second one that I wrote was $1 Million ChatGPT Prompt Book. And this is based on all my favorite entrepreneurial books, like Alex Hormozy, like all kinds. I mean, I have in here, when I look at it, I have, and again, it's everywhere. It's from foundation and mindset, personal spiritual development, offer and product development, market research, building your brand, marketing and sales, creating content, social media, lead generation. And they're all books from all the how can I say this? If you would think of all the experts in this, the specific fields that the specific fields that I love and that we read about, and the entrepreneurs that we love, all of their books are in my library. And I woke up one day and I'm like, how do I compose or put it together? Because a lot of people, and I'm into personal development, and we read a lot of books and we get really inspired, but then after the book, we finish reading it, we don't usually put it into action. And if we do it for a month or so, and then we lose kind of the grip and the motivation and the inspiration. So what I did was I wrote a book, and every chapter has 3 or 4 of these entrepreneurial books. And what I did was I used AI, and I created a summary on the book. I created the methodologies that is in the book, and then I created master prompts so that you could use the book and the methodologies towards your business. Okay, so if you want, this is on my website. The links are in the description. I'm sure you can find it. And then this one is my latest one. It's called Becoming Limitless. It goes with the show. It's basically, it uses the Wheel of Life coaching tool. And I basically connected the coaching tool, the Wheel of Life, with AI. And it's the same principle. It's going through the 8 areas of life and creating master prompts to help you develop those areas and help you balance your life a little more. Because a lot of the times, and I'm going to do a show just on that to show you, because it's pretty amazing. But tonight, let's start with, and what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to talk a little bit about AI news that I think will resonate with you, and just let you know what matters to me. And I'm sure if you are my tribe, it will matter to you. And then we'll do the use case, which is building that report, and I'll take you through that report. That report is exceptional. And if you want the copy of the prompt, there's a link in the description of this video. Go ahead and click on that, get this prompt, and create this for your business. I'm telling you, you're going to thank me so much, because it will bring everything in your business together. You'll have one place to find everything about your business, and it's going to be a blueprint that's going to take you through the whole year. So it's meant to be the thing that you keep next to your desk while you're working on content, while you're working on offers, while you're working with clients and sales and tactics and all that. It's meant to be next to you, and it's meant for you to focus on and just let go of the noise behind you or beside you. Forget about what everybody else is doing. Focus on that particular roadmap and follow it. So we're going to do that. We're going to talk a little bit about the prompt, and then we're going to do a few Q&As. If there's people online that have questions, please, put them in the comments below in the video. And I have as well some questions that some people have emailed me from the last show. So if nobody has questions tonight, I'm just going to jump in and answer a couple of questions that I received through email and through my website. And please, if you have questions like that during the week and you know that I'm going to have a show, please just simply go to my website, send me a message, or go on any one of my social media, send me a message, say, I have this particular challenge, this particular struggle. How can AI help me? And it'll be my pleasure to bring it up on the next one. So I have a few of those that we're going to do after the use case. So that'll be sort of like the ending of the show. So that's basically what the show is going to be. So we are going to build together your 2026 business strategy for the year. But before we do that, let me see here if I can pull up, because I share these every week inside my community, AI Mastery, which I have in my description. I have a link for you guys if you want it. I'm giving you 50% off for the people that are attending the live. So if you want it, it's down in the description. You'll see a little bit of what it looks like. So let me see here what that looks like. And here we are. So this is inside my community. And as you can see, every week, I basically, let me see here if I can. Let me see if I'm sharing correctly here. I don't think I'll be able to use that one. Let me remove that and let me share. I wonder if I'm... Sorry, guys, I'm having some technical difficulties. Let me see here. Let me go back. I'm trying to, let's see. Screen share. Oh, there it is. Okay, I don't know if I'm sharing or not. Let me see if I can pull this up. If you see me looking over here, as I'm looking at my screen on YouTube, and I can't seem to be able to. Okay. All right, then. I'm just going to add it over here. So the breaking news for this week, I have a few of them. There we go. So I'm going to choose a couple of them because what I do every week, I have a top 5 stories or 10 stories. So I'm not going to do 10 stories tonight. I'm just going to pick 1 or 2 that I think are really, really good. And this was pretty interesting that Meta acquired Manus for $2 billion. I love working with Manus. If you haven't tried it, try it. It's pretty amazing. And they acquired that. I saw it this week when I was using it. I saw that it was now, it was owned by Meta, so I could see. So that particular one, and why it matters to your business is that the signal gives a shift that AI that talks to AI that works. So we went from like a chat bot to almost all the LLMs now are going and teaching people how to use it at work. So Manus operates like a digital employee. So it breaks down the goals into steps, performing searches, analyzing data, and generating content without constant handholding. So it's acting more like an agent than a chatbot. So that's kind of cool. We also saw this week the Anthropic launch of Claude Cowork. I'm sure you all heard about that. So It is part, it's not part of the like the $25 a month subscription. It's only for the max subscribers at $100 per month, the ones that use Cloud Code. But it is interesting on how it is. It's built into the Claude desktop app, and it lets non-technical users designate a folder where Claude can read, modify, and work on files through a simple chat interface. No command lines, no coding knowledge required. So why does this matter to you and to your business? Well, this is massive for entrepreneurs who aren't technical, right? Because now you can tell Claude to organize your drafts, analyze your documents, process your files, all through just a simple conversation. So it's like having a virtual assistant who can be with you all the time. So that's pretty cool. Now, Gmail, I saw Gmail gets its biggest AI upgrade ever. So Google launched a massive Gmail overhaul powered by Gemini 3. The key features, AI overviews that summarize email threads and answer questions, natural language, helps you write your polishing emails. And the fun thing about it is that it's inside your emails, so your Gmail. So what I used to do sometimes is use ChatGPT or Claude to create emails, and then I go into my Gmail and I send it. So now I can actually just do that all through the Gmail. I don't have to go out in and out anymore. And I've been using Gemini 3 a lot lately, and I must admit that their creation and their content creation is very conversational. It feels very natural. Even I'm a big fan of Claude, and I have to say, I'm not hating Gemini 3. I'm kind of liking it a lot. Of course, OpenAI's ChatGPT Atlas browser launched, and this was interesting. A new QuickBooks report reveals that 33% of U.S. adults plan to start a business or a side hustle in 2026. And that is a staggering 94% increase from last year. Like, this is crazy. More than 60% say that they'll use AI to launch, to help them launch that business. And I got to say, I launched a slipcover cushion business last year. And I did it all with AI, from the logo to the Shopify store to the products themselves, to every single thing in that project was using AI and the AI alone. And it took me about, I think it was 2-3 weeks from ideation to launch. It was insane. That would have taken us like 12 to 14 months, 5 years ago. And it was just insane. So this is a big one. Like, there's so many people, and it's so much fun. It's so awesome to see all these people taking the leap of faith and trying new things and using AI to choose something different for their lives, and monetize their passions and go after something that brings them joy. I love to see this. It's amazing. Now, Google also launched personal intelligence and Gemini in your Google Drive and all those different areas. And I'm not sure that it's the greatest thing right now. I think there's still some kinks, because I've read and I've come across a bunch of posts that people tried to clean up their Google Drives and ended up deleting a lot of the things that they didn't want to. So just be careful with that. And let me see what else. Now, this is interesting as well. So 2026 is the year AI goes from hype to pragmatism. So smaller models are winning. So basically, it's costing less and less and less to build these models. And they're getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So it's super interesting. So every major publication is declaring that 2026 is the year that AI gets practical. TechCrunch reports the focus is shifting from building bigger models to making AI usable because they want people to use it. AT&T's chief data officer says fine-tuned small language models will be the big trend. The cost and the performance advantages will drive usage over the out-of-the-box LLMs. And why this matters for you and your business, well, you don't need expensive enterprise AI anymore. You'll have smaller, cheaper models now that match the big ones for your specific tasks. The barrier to entry for AI implementation just dropped significantly, right? So, and this one is interesting because I actually came across this X post from the creator of Code, and I was using a different Claude interface. And when I saw that he was using the 4.5 with extended thinking for everything, he said it was the smartest one, the best one. And I started using that one. And I got to tell you, it made a big difference. He was absolutely right. So it was interesting to come across that. And I follow them all on Twitter. X, sorry. And I find that now my feed is full of just AI. It's just AI everywhere. So I like to follow all of them. Anthropic, Claude, Perplexity, ChatGPT, Manus, and there's so many of them, right? There's DeepSeek. There's like so many of them. It's hard to kind of keep up because it's going so fast. But the bottom line here for entrepreneurs in 2026 is that it's clear that there's a shift happening from AI moving from like a tool to being more of a teammate, to being more someone who or something that is going to help you in collaboration, right? It's not just an extended tool. It's something that is extension of you and more of a team working environment. So Manus acquisition, Google's personal intelligence, Claude's Cowork, and OpenAI's Atlas browser are all pointing to one thing: AI agents that don't just answer questions, but actually do the work. So the entrepreneurs that are winning in 2026 aren't asking, should I use AI? They're asking, which task should I delegate first, right? Super important. So that is the news for today for AI News Update. And since we are behind the scenes here, I'll just give you a quick overview before we start getting into the use case. The AI Mastery Club, this is my baby. This is my the place where I teach my community. I give weekly coaching sessions in there, and I have a section that's called Tools to Try, which are basically all the tools that I vet and I like to share with my community. So all the tools that I look at and I review, they're all in here. So if you open that up, you'll see that there's the key features of the tool, the pricing plans, the use cases, and the final verdict on what you should use it for. Then I have a section that's called Prompts to Try. This is where I put all my master prompts. These are not prompts that I grab off the web. These are master prompts. The prompt that we're going to be working on tonight is right here. So I share all my prompts with my community. So when you are part of the community, you are part of, you get all of this content continuously. Because I use this platform and this community basically to document my entire journey in AI. So that's the one that we're going to do tonight. And to give you an example of what it looks like, I'm just putting it there. I put it on. It's not fancy. It's basically in between cursives, and that's it. And then I'll tell you what it is for. And then I have my Monday check-ins. So every Monday, I basically have a theme for my community, whether it's about lead magnets or I like to do action-driven things. So I check in with them on Monday. I check in with them on Friday, And then on the weekdays and Wednesday, we have our coaching sessions. And those are live events. So these are the events, all the different coaching that I do. And in here, you have the books to prompt, which is one of my favorite sections. It's all the different books. It's a bit the same sort of format as I do with the book that I was showing you a while ago, the $1 Million ChatGPT prompt book. It's basically the same principle. And if I go here and I'll show you from Alex Hormozi, the $100 million money model, that's his latest book. And I have a summary. I have the main concepts, the actionable concepts that he teaches in here. And then I have 5 master prompts based on those methodologies, based on that book. So what that does is you can go in here, and if you believe in the value of personal development, you can go in here and basically work on anything that you want. It can be about, business. It could be personal. It could be health related. I have Life Force here from Tony Robbins, which is all about breakthroughs in precision medicine and all kinds of different ways to help your body have a peak health, longevity, and vitality. So this is super good for the personal development of my community members. And then we have the custom expert GPTs that I share with them. So all of these different GPTs it tells you what that GPT is, what the skill set of the GPT is, their genius expertise, and then initial prompts that you can use to actually start working with it. And then when you click on the link, it takes you straight to ChatGPT. And then, of course, I have different coaching programs and courses, but that's the AI Mastery Club in a nutshell. So tonight, what we're going to do is, I'm going to go back to, I'm going to remove that and put myself back here. Okay, so tonight, what we're going to do, let me see if I can get this up. Yes, that's not the one I wanted. Okay, let me do this one. Okay, so tonight I'm going to show you a report that I created. And this report I create for my big clients, my expensive clients. And tonight I'm sharing that secret sauce with you. This builds a complete, you cannot get more complete than this. And I hope you'll understand how much value there is in this particular reporting. It has so much information, and I just hope that you'll be able to see it. Let me maximize the view. So this is a fictitious client because I wasn't going to share private information with anyone online. So don't go looking for this customer. It doesn't exist. I just wanted to give you a sample of the report because I can't share, obviously, a report from one of my clients. This is very private information, but it is based on a life coach, I believe. Yes. So let's see if you're able to, I hope this is big enough. I think it is. Okay. So the first part of the report is your goals and revenue pathway, right? So what it does is this prompt, the behind the scenes of this report is a master power prompt. And you'll see it. I'm going to show it to you afterwards. And it's huge. Okay. Now, if you want a copy of the prompt, the link is in the description below this video in YouTube. Okay. So just simply go to the link, click the link, and you'll have access to the prompt. And then just copy and paste the prompt into either Claude, ChatGPT, Banish, Gemini 3, whatever the one that you want or the one that you most like to use. I used Claude to do this one, and it's Claude 4.5 extended thinking mode. Okay. So it's going to take you, once you upload the prompt, I suggest you go through the prompt so that you understand the different things that you're going to need before starting the conversation. You know, like your branding, your logo, and your color themes, and your different fonts, because it comes out. You can brand it to your business. Now, what you could also do with this prompt is sell it, meaning you could actually have a little business with just this one prompt, and all you would do is basically tell people, reach out and say, do you want a complete business strategy for your business? Right? And then the only thing that you do is you ask them questions to provide you with the different things and that you'll need to answer. You build a little questionnaire from it, and you get the people to answer those questions, and then you use the prompt. And then when the prompting starts, you input your customer's information inside the prompt, and it'll spit out the report at the end, and you'll be able to sell that report to that client. And believe me, they'll love the value behind it. So this is not just for your business. It can actually be a product for you. Okay. So I'm just saying, it's amazing. It's worth its weight in gold. So it's going to take you through a lengthy questionnaire. So make sure that you have at least an hour to answer the questions. And if you have, what is the name of that? Let me see what, there's an app that I use called Whisper Flow, WISPR Flow. And you can connect with Whisper Flow to all your apps. So I would use it if you're going to use Claude, or you're going to use any LLM that doesn't have sort of a microphone type setup. What I love about using ChatGPT is that I can just use the microphone feature, and I can talk. And I'll tell you, when you are talking to it, it's so much more fluid in your response and in the back and forth. I think that you get better outputs when you're doing that instead of writing, because the way that we write and think and the way that we talk and think is very different, right? So I would use that in any of the ones that you're going to do. So think of it as an interview, right? So when the GPT or when the LLM asks you the questions from the prompt, think of it as you being interviewed for those things. And just take your time and be super detailed, super deep in your answers. Because the more you supply those types of answers, the better the strategy is going to be, and the deeper it's going to be. Okay, so the first part, now once you're done, it's going to deliver this output. And the first part is the goals and revenue pathway. So it's going to basically put your goals down, and it's going to give you a starting position. Then it's going to give you your target that you talked about. And then it's going to say the monthly milestone. So this is what you need to achieve this target, which just that alone is amazing, because a lot of people say, oh, I have this goal or have that goal, but they don't really have it defined. They don't really know what that monthly target is. And if you do know that, then you understand when you're doing efforts, you're putting efforts into sales and marketing and all that, you have a number that you're working for. You have a bullseye in the back of your mind that drives you. And that's very important. So this is the starting point. And then this is the revenue pathway. So how am I going to get this done? So it's going to take all of your different products and services that you've entered, and it's going to tell you, well, for example, this one is the elevated circle. So it's a monthly membership, right? So you're going to average 275 members, monthly members, and then that will project you your amount that you need, your estimate, right? So you can also do 6 events, 6 speaking events at $5,000. This is going to give you your amount there. So the conservative total, $500,000. So it all depends on the different ways that, like when you say to yourself, I want to make $100,000. Well, there are many ways of making $100,000. There's not just one way. You can have 100 of this type of product, small product, or you could have, 10 times $10,000 coaching program, right? So it's in the way that you put your numbers together. And you have to look at those things, because are you someone that has high tickets? Are you someone that doesn't or only has digital products? Are you someone that only has like a coaching program and some books? Like, you have to understand all these things in order to build a business strategy for yourself for the year. You need goals, and you need to understand how you're going to get there, right? So this is a really powerful first page, right? Because now you know what your goals are and you know how you're going to get there. So the next one is your ideal customer, your ICP, we call them. So ideal customer profile, right? So in the questions that it asks you, you'll be able to define who that ideal customer is. And a lot of people don't know that. It's surprising to know how many companies, when I work with them, they have an idea of who that is, but they don't really have a very specific person in their mind that fits the profile. And this really does it. It gives you the demographics. So what they earn, they're 55 to 60, a high achieving professional, this kind of income, that's how much they make. Are they divorced? They're married? Do they have kids? Where they live? Blah, blah, blah. That's the demographics. Now the pain points. What's their pain points? What keeps them up at night? That's important to know, because knowing those things helps you create the messaging for them. All the ads, all the copy on your website, all the copy in your content, in your emails, it drives that, because you want to speak to that pain point. Because honestly, the thing that they want, they don't care about your product. They care about their problem and your solution. Do you have a solution for them? That's what they care about. Nobody cares about you or your products. They look at your product and they say, is that going to solve my problem? And if they get on your website or they get on your content or whatever, and the first thing is, I solved this and I have that problem, okay, my ears are peaked. Okay, I'm going to pay attention, because now you're solving a problem. You're going to save me time. You're going to save me money. You're going to save me pain. You're going to bring me peace of mind. You're going to make things easier on me, like all these different things. So the pain points are really important. Desires are really important, because people buy things sometimes not necessarily because they need them, but they desire them. They feel like it's going to do something for their lives. It's going to increase their status. It's going to make people respect them more. So there's desires there that are important, and it's important to know that. And then the buying triggers. You have to understand how your ideal customer buys. What does it take for them to buy? And then the objections. Well, you certainly need to know that. You need to know ahead of time what they're going to object to, so that you can circumvent that in your content. So that's why a lot of us have FAQs at the bottom of our pages or web pages to answer those objections, right? So, sometimes people say, oh, like the question is, I'm not techie. Is this for me? And then the answer will be, you don't have to be techie. This is a no-brainer. This is easy, blah, blah, blah. So that speaks to the objection, because the objection is, this is too technical for me. Well, wait a minute. Here's the solution to that, right? And then what makes them buy? So sometimes it's a testimonial. Sometimes it's a review. How many of us go shopping on Amazon for something, and the first thing after finding something, like, I know I do this all the time. I'm going to go, and I did it today. I was looking for an air fryer, and I went on Amazon, and the first thing I did was I went to the customer review. How many stars? That was my first sort. So the highest starred one, that's the one I want to start with, because I don't have 50 hours to put into this. I have 15 minutes. So the first thing is, I'll find the top reviewed, and then I'll read those reviews. And mind you, there's good and bad, but if there's 3/4 good, if it's a 4.7, it's definitely getting me to buy. And that is a testimonial. It's someone else saying, I use the product, I love it, here you go, take it. And that sells a lot. Somebody else saying they loved your transformation, they loved your course, that sells the other person, because it shows that somebody else believed in you, somebody else worked with you, somebody else had some results with you, and now you're trustworthy to them. Now all of a sudden, I can deal with you, I can do business with you, because I feel like you know me, or I feel like you'll be able to help me, right? So again, another great page. Now, a lot of the people that I work with, they say, I don't know what to talk about. And we're all trying to bring a branding side to ourselves. A lot of us who are coaches or business coaches or consultants or service-based businesses. We are our brand. We are the representation of what we are and what we sell. So it's important for us to have a certain authority, a certain credibility. That's why I showed you my books at the beginning, because I want, when I show people that I have, 1, 2, 3 books available on Amazon, it's like, I know what I'm talking about. I've been working a little bit in this. So it has a certain credibility, a certain authority, right? So, but what sometimes people don't know is we feel like we're always talking about the same thing. And to build authority, you have to talk about the same thing over and over again in different ways, right? So it's important to have what we call the authority pillars, okay? And that can be, for me, it's AI tools, it's how AI can help you in your business, how AI can help you in your everyday life. It's AI reviews. It's, it's different. It's the same thing that I'm talking about all the time, but in a different way, different spin, reframes. But what it's doing is that people are always hearing me, seeing me talk about one thing, my passion for AI and my passion for implementing AI in not only just your business, but your entire life. Because I truly believe that AI can be a solution to a lot of problems, right? So if I'm always talking about it, and I'm building authority, I'm building credibility towards that. So it's important to have those and to figure out those 5 authority pillars. And once you figure that out, it's amazing, because now you can just focus on that, create everything. All your content is around that, and call it a day. And you don't have to think about it. No decision fatigue. It decreases that decision fatigue, that sitting in front of the computer, not knowing what to write about or what to do. And it alleviates all that, because it's right there, right? So it gives you the core authority claim, so the claim about it and why you own that claim. And then it tells you the client result pattern, right? So people see you and under that light, and what does it do for them, right? And then why does that separate you from the rest of the noise out there? So this is not just saying which authority pillar are you? It's telling you what they think, what the AI thinks, the reason this is core to you and why you own it, and why people, when you work with them, will see that as well. And then how to use that to separate yourself from the noise, from everybody else who does the same thing as you. So it gives you not one, not two, it gives you 5 of them. 5 different authority pillars that you can actually write about, use all the time, and focus on. So you don't need to think about that anymore. The next slide is the pillar 2-week mapping of the content. So it's going to tell you week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, every month, everything's done. Reclaim. So you've got your theme for every week. You've got the pillar to write from. And then you've got the focus area. So you could take that into your AI. You could actually take this report, produce it, get the answers, feed it back into AI and say, okay, create a 30-day based on my pillar 2-week mapping and content calendar. Create my blog posts, my Facebook post, my this, my that, my everything. Right? And I have I actually have a content, it's called the Content Alchemist, and I believe it's in the description as well. And it's a content specific GPT, and it's free. So it's free for you. You could use that GPT and you could feed it that report, and it would actually do everything that's on here in your voice, your tone, your style, because it takes you through an onboarding prompt first, and it determines your voice, your style, and so on and so forth. So not only is the content going to be the right content, but it is going to be the right content in your voice, in your tone, in your style. So you could create a month of content within 10 minutes using that Content Alchemist GPT and this report. And there goes your headache for the rest of the month. You batch process one day and done. And then you have the different content types. So the elevated circle, that's the community kind of, so it kind of tells you which type of content goes in which servicing. So this, I believe, would be the membership. So it tells you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. What are you going to do? The content type. So Monday, momentum, teaching Tuesday, life coaching call on Wednesday, tool Thursday, Friday reflection, self-care Saturday. Again, making it so easy for you to follow through and to create this. And then below is the public content. So your blog and newsletter schedule. So that's the next one. So Tuesday, you have your blog posts on your website blog, and it's SEO optimized, aligned to your weekly pillar. Then Tuesday, you're going to have your email newsletter to your email list. And then Tuesday, LinkedIn article. Thursday, podcast episode. And then Thursday, another email newsletter. And then Friday, your live show, right? So it's telling you everything you need to do. You don't have to do it all, but it's all laid out for you. You don't even have to think about it. And that's the beauty of this, is you don't have to think about it. You don't have to sit there and worry, oh my God, what am I going to do? Right? Then this next part is Friday night fireside format and promotional posts. So this is for the show, the live stream that the person does, right? So it tells you the whole format of the show: opening ritual, weekly wisdom, community spotlight, hot seat coaching, Q&A, soft CTA. So if you wanted to do a live and you didn't know how to format it, you didn't know how to proceed, voila, it's there. Then the next one is your promotional posts, LinkedIn, Instagram, depending on what it says that you need or what platforms you use. Like this is going to be different for everybody, right? This is a sample, guys. It's not like what you're going to get. Every person is going to get something different based on the answers, the inputs that you put into it, right? The next part of this is, let's say you're launching a new product. So this person's launching the Elevation Method. So it's a coaching program. So it's a signature course enrollment, right? So this gives you a 4-week launch runway. It's going to tell you week 1, this is what we're going to do, the wake up call phase. So these are the things we're going to do in the wake up phase. And week 2 is the excavation phase. This is what we're going to do. Week 3 is the proof phase. That's what we're going to do. So it tells you exactly what content, what to say, how to say it, when to say it, gives you everything. And then week 4 is the invitation phase, right? So you're doing a hard launch. But it gives you a complete blueprint of that. It gives you a roadmap to your launch. And the same thing here. This is, she's launching a membership. So again, here's a 4-week launch on that membership. And then it gives you the 2026 annual launch calendar. So it'll tell you, what are you launching? What are you doing for the whole year? She's got a book launch campaign in July, the Elevator Circle launch in August, both Black Friday in November. Again, it's giving you your whole year of focus. And it also gives you strategic reminders, right? Little hacks and tips to make that successful. Now we move into sales. A lot of people don't know how to do sales. Well, this one tells you exactly what to do. So this one's LinkedIn warm-up, DM outreach, email name nurture check, community care, content seeding, pipeline review, and then it gives you the details and the scripts. Like you don't have to think. Your weekly sales rhythm and conversion hacks. Again, telling you the pipe priming and content visibility, community and coaching, list building, conversion day. It gives you everything and all the action items that you need to do, right? And then the next thing that it talks about is the marketing and traffic generation. It gives you the channel, it gives you the strategy, and gives you the daily or weekly actions. This is complete. Again, you don't have to think. And here it gives you the content multiplier. So it's telling you if you have like that Friday show, you're going to get a YouTube video. And out of that, you could make a blog post, a podcast episode, 2 email newsletters, and so on and so on and so on. So it's got a repurposing. It's telling you how to repurpose that content. And then your marketing quick wins, right? High impact tactics that you can implement this week. And then this part gets into SEO site audit and AEO strategy. And if you don't know what AEO is, it's answer optimization. And these are now for the LLMs, because now a lot of people are going to Perplexity and ChatGPT, and they are using it almost like a Google search, like I did today. I didn't go to Google when I was looking for the fryer. I went to Perplexity and I said, give me the highest rated, customer rated, true reviews of the best fryer, the air fryer, in the world. And it brought back what I wanted. And then I just clicked and bought, right? So the same thing is happening in the different LLMs. So you want to make sure that you're visible and your business and service and products is visible. And if you want to know how to do that, I have a blog post on my my website. I think it's called um, how to get visibility on ChatGPT or something like that. Go to my blog post and look for that one, and just it's a guide. You just follow it and bang. And I was surprised the first time I actually showed up on ChatGPT. It was funny. I think it was top AI consultant in Guelph, Ontario, and all of it, I saw it there. I used another account from a friend so that I wouldn't skew the results, and it was funny because I thought, well, that's great. So now, I mean, it's kind of cool. So you want to make sure that it's an opportunity for visibility. So we all need that. So go and do it. So here it tells you, what's missing and from your website, because it's going to ask you for your website. So it's going to tell you fix immediately, fix soon, or doing well, right? And answer engine optimization for the LLMs. Again, that's another strategy there. It'll give you all the different ways of optimizing your website and your content to please the LLMs and in order to get visibility on there. The next part is the SEO AEO action calendar priority for keywords, right? So it's going to give you the time, the task, and the details. So it's an action list. Again, you don't have to think. It's giving you everything that you need to bring visibility, to bring sales and revenue, to bring authority to your business. Like if you just had this report and worked off of that report for the whole year, you would be so ahead of everyone else. This one is the priority keywords to target, right? So it tells you what keywords you should be targeting and which intent, and then the content to create. It even tells you which content to create. Like seriously, this is crazy. And then your 90-day SEO AEO roadmap. And then it goes into the publications. So if you want to gain visibility through publications, then it goes through your regional publication and tells you, here's the publication, here's the region, why you should target, and how to pitch to those people. Again, bringing you visibility, right? It does the same type of thing for niche publications as well. Like this one's for coaches, but it depends on what you do. And then it goes into no-cost guerrilla marketing tactics. All the different tactics, what the tactic is, how to execute that tactic, and the expected result of that tactic. So again, all these things are to help your business gain more revenue, be more successful, get the money that you're owed and you deserve. This part is all about business directories. So it'll find the business directories that you should be putting your business in. And it's going to tell you, like you see here, the priority. So Google your business profile. It's a critical priority for your business to be on that, right? So it tells you the whole thing. And then the LLM visibility platforms. And then it gives you, of course, the 90-day implementation list. And then it goes into visibility and authority building strategies. So podcasts for guest appearances. It gives you the different blog posts or guest post blog opportunities. So again, it tells you which blog you should hit and the URL and submission notes. And then networking groups and online communities that might be good for you and your business. Like again, all these things, it's like a no-brainer. It's like you cannot get more detailed strategy than this. And then it goes into virtual events and summits that might be interesting for you to apply for. Again, getting more visibility. And then your lead magnets for the guest appearances, what you should have available if you appear somewhere so that you can have a lead magnet so you can grow your email list. And this is it. So this is so complete. It is so complete. I dare you to find something missing in here that's missing. Because if you only use that to run your business and to basically just work on your business. So do this in January and then forget the noise, forget about everybody else. Forget about everybody else. And I'm saying this so much so because I have so many people that I work with and coach that are so busy looking at what's going on everywhere else but their business. And if they only took this report and just acted upon it. So one day you're going to do something in marketing. Another day you're going to do some content. Another day, you don't have to do it all because it's going to be overwhelming. There's a lot to do. There's a lot that we saw today. But if you chip away at it and you just, every week you focus on one thing to accomplish, I'm telling you, by the end of the year, you will have accomplished so much and you will be so much further down the road of your entrepreneurial journey, right? So now I'm going to give you a look at the actual prompt that is behind here. Let me see here. There we go. So this is the prompt itself. Let me see here. Now it is a huge prompt. It is a huge prompt. So when you download the prompt, that's what you're going to get. And I'm telling you right now, it starts over here with that little, I don't even know what that's called. It's a little squiggly, right? And that's the prompt. So it takes you from, and you don't have to fill anything in. You just put it in and it's going to start asking you questions. And then you just go back and forth, right? So this is the prompt. Right? So you put that prompt inside the LLM of your choice, and it will give you this complete report. And again, I'm going to tell you that the actual prompt is in the description below. Okay? It's in the description below, inside of the description of this video. Just click on it. It'll take you to the landing page, and then you'll get access to the prompt. Put the prompt in any LLM of your choice, and it will give you this beautiful report that you can download, print. I would print it, put it in a little binder, and start working at it, right? Start working at it and chipping away at it, okay? Now, let me see here. I'm going to finish with, like I said, I had some questions, some Q&As that I got. So we're doing pretty good on time. We're an hour in, and I want to make sure that I don't do too long. So here's the Q&A portion. And if you want to work with me and you want to start, you have some questions, like I said, all my links are in the description of this video. We can work together through consultations. We can work together through my AI Mastery membership. And that's almost the best way because it's the most affordable. And I am there 24/7. And the thing about me is I'm not like everybody else. A lot of us, we buy these courses or these memberships, we get in there and we can never connect to the actual person that lured us in, right? It's like we end up in this community of people who answer our comments or answer our questions, and it's never the guy who or the girl that you actually fell in love with and thought, oh, I love what she does, and you're buying the membership to connect to them, but you're never connecting to them. You're just brought into this void of their products, but you never get to talk to them. You never get to communicate with them. That's not the case in my community. my community, you have access to me through, of course, the course. You have access through me. There's a feature, there's a direct messaging, and my members communicate with me through, it's like a messenger kind of feature. And when they're working on stuff, like I'm available from 10 a.m. in the morning till 6 o'clock at night. And whenever they're working on something, they'll send me a little message and say, Claude, I'm stuck. I did this. I don't know. I'm running out of ideas, or I don't know how to use this platform, and I'm stuck here. And I'll send them a message back. It's like you can write and you can send audio. I usually do the audio because it's just quicker for me to answer your question. And you have access to me all week. So you're not waiting for me for the group coaching on Wednesdays. You can talk to me every day, you know? So that's the difference between me and a lot of people out there who have communities. I'm present, I'm there, I'm always there, and I'm there for your success. I want you to succeed. And I'm constantly bringing ideas to you on how to succeed at the goal that you have. And it doesn't have to be a business goal. It could be like you want a different job and you don't know how to go about it. Or it could be that you are going through something, anything, any challenge at all, and you want to know how AI could help and assist you, right? So it's personal development, it's professional development, it's business development. You have a course in there called AI Entrepreneurship, which is basically a course that takes you from ideation to launch. And it's got prompts. It's got, each module has GPTs that are custom made for that particular module that's going to help you accomplish the actions and the goals. I'm sure now you've figured out I'm very action oriented. So I like to make sure that people have actions so that they can assimilate and deepen their understanding of the content. And like I said, every Monday we start with a theme for the week. And then Wednesday is the group coaching. And then Friday, we do the Friday wins and we celebrate together what you've done in the week. Some weeks are awesome. And some weeks you don't have time to do something because life happens. We still celebrate that you tried and maybe you did one thing out of 3, right? So it's the best place. It's my favorite place. And it's my baby. It's my sanctuary. It's where I dump everything that I learn. So as I'm learning, you're learning because I'm dumping everything in that community as I go. And I'm constantly kind of developing it. But there's the books, and there's, like, if you don't want to commit to that, there's the books. You can just get the first book or the second book or the third book. And if you were to start with one, I would suggest you start with this one, because this one is Becoming Limitless is basically the journey I've been on for the last year. And it talks about the 8 areas of life, and which are, just one second here, I don't know it by heart. So chapter 1 is all about health and fitness. Chapter 2 is about career and business. Chapter 3 is finances and wealth. Chapter 4 is relationships and love. Chapter 5 is personal growth and learning. Chapter 6 is fun and recreation. Chapter 7 is environment and living space. And chapter 8 is your contribution and your purpose and your legacy. And each chapter basically tells you exactly how AI influenced that area of life for me. And then you also get a whole bunch of prompts to help you, again, accomplish a whole bunch of action items that are in there, because I'm all about action. I want you to take action. I want you to transform your life into what it's supposed to be. I don't want you to survive your life. I want you to thrive. I want you to succeed. And this is a Bible for that. I'm telling you, it's incredible. I use it for myself all the time. And again, it's a good mixture of prompts, actions, storytelling, and it tells you how AI influenced that area of life for me and made me feel limitless. And that's why I called it that, because I went from feeling like I had a lot of limits in my life to absolutely feeling like I was limitless. There was nothing that I couldn't achieve or do if I wanted it. And that's how I feel right now. And I want to share that with you. I want you to feel what I feel, because it's once you feel that way, there's so much of that anxiety and so much of that stress that leaves you, because there's nothing that you can't do. And when you really believe that, the whole world opens up to you and to your goals and your dreams. And all of a sudden, everything becomes possible because you have become limitless. And that's why I call the show that. And that's why I am determined to teach as many people as I can the power of AI and how it can transform your life in a good way. So let me finish the show with a few questions that I received by email. And this one is from Janine. Janine asks, why do you start with revenue instead of content or branding? Because the report over here starts with revenue, right? So here's my answer: because revenue determines everything else, right? So if you want to make $10,000, or if you want to make $100,000, or if you want to make $1 million, that will influence everything. It'll influence the content. It'll influence the way you create your offers. It'll influence how you get traffic, how the means to an end kind of thing. So determining what your revenue goal is will determine the types of offers and the types of things that you're going to create for that. And again, a small digital company that sells digital templates for $7 a pop is a very different company than a high-end coaching with $100,000 program. Do you get my drift? So these are two different types of businesses, two types of revenues, two types of branding. So if I'm this person, I don't need a $100,000 branding look. I can have something. First of all, it needs to appeal to my customer. So again, it's all tied in together. That's why we kind of start with the revenue, because it's going to determine what kind of business it's going to be and what kind of business you're going to develop, right? And what kind of strategy you're going to develop as well. So I hope that answers your question. Oh, okay. Thomas asks, I don't want to feel pushy. How do I sell naturally? And this is something that I've struggled with for a long time too, until I came to the realization that if you approach selling and twist that around and turn it around and think of it more as serving, I'm serving someone. I'm helping someone with a challenge that they have. My product is made as a solution to this particular challenge. And if you are always thinking, instead of going into a call or a DM and pitching, get to know the person, connect like human, be authentic, be genuinely interested in the problem that they're facing, right? Talk to them about that. Start with that. What is the issue? What are you stuck in? What is it that, keeps you up at 3:00 in the morning? What is it? And then listen to the things they're not saying. Listen to the fear behind what they're talking about. Listen to the desires that they have or the passion that they have for something. Listen to the fear that they have about something. And as you're listening and absorbing all that, answer the question in your mind, how can my products and services best serve this person right now? And can it? Because if it doesn't, then maybe you can refer them to somebody else. But if it does, then that's how you sell, is that you come back and you say, I heard that you're afraid of this. I heard that you're struggling with this. Is that correct? I feel that you have the desire to grow your business and you're not sure what to do or how to go about doing that. Is that correct? And as they say yes, 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 then you go, okay, well, if all of that is true, then I think that I have something for you that might work. And then you don't pitch the features of the product, but you pitch the benefits of the product. This product will, like for this report, this product will take away all the decision fatigue. This product will take all the anxiety that you feel when you're looking at a post, an empty blank white post that you don't know what to do with. This report will give you the perfect strategy and the perfect roadmap to do your sales when you don't even have to think about it. It'll give you guidance as if you have a mentor with you at all times. You see, that makes me feel safe. That makes me feel happy. That makes me feel comfort. Doesn't make me feel like you're selling to me. It makes me feel like you're really trying to help me. So that's how I would go about selling. I don't know if that answers your question or if that feels good to you, but that's how I would go about doing that. Let's see here. I'm going to do one more, and then I think we're going to call it for tonight, for this week. Let me see here. Okay, so somebody, I can't see the name here. I think it's Vanessa. Okay. She says, I overthink everything. So she says, I overthink everything. How does this report, she's talking about the report here, how does this help? Well, the thing about overthinking is because you don't have clarity about what you're trying to do, right? That's why you're going back and forth and thinking and rethinking and overthinking. But this report it's based on your inputs. So this report is basically you answering the AI and all the questions it's going to ask you. So you're not thinking, you're not overthinking, you're just answering questions, right? And then it'll provide you with a very, very complete report. And there's nothing left to think about because as you saw in, I don't know if you watched, you're going to watch this video, but I suggest you do. It is a complete report. So there is no thinking involved. You just execute. It's more about execution at that point because this strategy removes any ambiguity that you might have or any indecision that you might have about this report, about what you're supposed to do with your business and how to go about doing it. Should I do this and should I do that? And maybe this is better and this person's doing that and this person's doing that and maybe I should do this and I should do none of that. No more. With this, all you got to do is print it out and execute the action. That's it. And you're going to get results. There's no way that you're not getting the results. That's on that report if you do the work. And that's what it does. It completely takes away, it creates momentum and it removes that indecision because everything is so set for you, right? That's what it does. So that's going to help you with the overthinking. You don't have to think anymore. Just put the thinking on pause, get the link down there, click on the link, get access to the prompt. And you also, guys, I just want to say again and remind you that you can get access to what I cover in here, often in the live document that I'm keeping running with all of them. So every week, whatever I'm talking about after the show, the next day I'm going to go to the document and I'm going to add certain things. But I've already added this week's stuff. So whatever is on the document now is what is available to you. So the link again is in the description. So I hope that you enjoyed tonight. I hope that you got a lot of value out of this one, this show tonight. I hope it was a little more conducive to what you wanted to do tonight. I hope I answered the right questions. I hope that you enjoyed the AI news. And I'm going to do this every week. Like I said, every Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be here live. If you have questions, if you are challenged with anything right now, and you want some help understanding how to implement AI into your business, into your life, into your challenge, how can AI help you with your challenge? Either put a comment here on this video or reach out to me on my website. All the information, the ways that you can work with me are in the description. I'm not going to repeat all that. But there's lots of ways I can help you. And I can, help you with the question on next week's live. So if you reach out to me and you have a use case or you have an issue, a challenge, a struggle, just reach out to me and I will use it and answer your question on the next live that I do. Okay? So have yourself a great weekend, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the questions. And I hope that I will see you next week.